Hello, wildlings. This is Faye and Dee. We are doing the segment on placing our tile pieces onto our flat objects. Actually, Dee's is more of a 3D, and she has started placing some of the pieces of glass onto her piece.
I was kind of getting a feel for where I'd like things to go, right? Like that's part of the process.
Part of the process, yeah. And then from the pieces that I broke, the 3 green slices, it gives me an idea of where I want to place them on here. I've got this scattered. These are colored shell pieces, which are store-bought. And I plan to use those for the flowers. And then I had also bought some of these tile pieces that are already pre-cut and have backing on them, and I'm going to use them for the soles of the boots. So we're going to place some stuff and then glue, and we have 2 types of glue. We have this actual specific mosaic tile glue, and then Dee bought...
I'm using a Fix-All adhesive stuff.
And that was recommended by your mom?
No, my mother recommended thin set. So it's stuff that you do floor tile with.
Okay, that's right.
And so, yeah, this time, though, I'm not on a flat surface, so I'm going to glue my pieces on and then mortar after.
Yeah.
Or grout. So the other word is grout.
Mortar.
Same thing.
Mortar. Sounds like, we're building a house if we brick and mortar the house.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. This package, I'm having issues. What else is new? So in our breaking glass segment, I only broke three pieces of green glass. So I'll have to do more breaking of glass later on to get more green to fill in my boots. But so for not a big deal, because I have the colored pieces for the flowers and these that I'm attempting to open up for the bottom of the glass, the boot. Do some scissors. See if that works. Okay, there we go. I think I accidentally, I don't know what the heck happened. But it's no longer sealable. I don't know. It whatever. We'll live. Oh, these have got some pretty... Hi, Caboose. These have got some pretty colors in it. This has got some glitter. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's got some glitter in there. Caboose is bumping me. So, and then this pretty pinkish, glittery, and if anybody who knows me knows that I like glitter. So, but yeah, so we'll just place our pieces on here and see what happens. Of course, these are different depths as well. I don't think that matters. You have big chunky ones and then little shorter ones.
So in some of the videos that I've seen, in the 2 videos, no, just kidding. In the thicker, so they put down a layer of the thick set or the mortar that they're going to use first, and then they'll give it a depth thing. So they'll be able to push, that one won't need to be pushed down too far, the thinner ones or whatever. So that one will go all the way through to the bottom, that big thick one.
Oh, yeah.
And then the smaller ones will just kind of rest on top of the, a little bit so that it holds or whatever. But it doesn't matter, it's not a big, thing.
Right.
It's just going to, give it character. My opinion. Look at this one has these giant shells and things, so that's gonna be way an interesting is what it's gonna be.
Right. Now I know you're supposed to leave room. This is what I'm having a problem with. Supposed to leave room for the grout to go in between the pieces, but my pieces fit so well together that there's no space. So, because I don't want to.
That's good.
Is that good?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as there's enough for goop to get down in there.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. I feel better now. Yeah. So there we go. We have, I don't want the same colors sitting next to each other. They're kind of like 70s colors almost. Yeah. Super cute. Got some variety. I have to dump out more of these pieces. That's too big. Super cute. Oh, good. I picked up the yellow one. And I keep thinking, oh, they'll see the lines of the boots, and like, oh no, it's going to be covered with grout, so no, you won't see the lines.
Yeah, whatever you choose for your pattern and stuff. Yeah, you're pretty much going to cover the lines with the mortar. So. Yeah. Or grout, or whatever you use. I keep saying mortar because it's how they did it.
Right.
Different solutions of mortar. The Romans, Greeks, everybody had a different ratio of mud and water that they used for mortar and stuff. So
yeah.
I was doing some other research over the weekend here, and in mosaic news,
yes,
there is a mosaic in the. Oh, I sent the email to myself because I wanted to remember to talk about it in our video.
Right.
And it was fascinating, one, because it was mosaic news. And I was like, that's perfect for what we're working on currently. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
2 seconds while I find this email to myself.
To do a defining line here. I don't know.
So it's in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
It's let's see. So here we go. This is a little bit of a segment to be named later about art in the news, right? So
okay.
It restores, this is the headline, Milan restores bull mosaic's testicles worn down by pirouetting tourists. So the artwork in a 19th century shopping arcade has been damaged by visitors honoring an unusual tradition. a floor mosaic of an anatomically detailed bull in one of Milan's grand arcades is getting a sensitive makeover after being worn down by thousands of passerby honoring an unusual tradition. Legend has it that grinding your heel on the bull's testicles at the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II guarantees you will return to the city.
Oh my God.
So, because
wow,
right? Because of constant pirouettes on the heel made by tourists visiting Milan, the pink tesserae that make up its testicles have been worn down.
Oh,
tesserae is one of our vocab words about mosaics.
Oh,
if you remember back in tesserae.
Tesserae.
And so it's tesserae. These are tesserae, your tiles and things like that. Anyway, have been worn down, forming a small crater.
Oh, jeez.
I'll put a link in the description to this article, but I was like, okay.
Nothing like having a small crater in your testicles.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so apparently it's a gallery and a living heritage site in Italy, and I will send the articles from The Guardian, and it's just really funny. Like, I came across it as I was, just normal morning routine, flipping through Google News.
Yes.
And there it was. I was like, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like the tradition is fun. And it that it means you'd come back, guaranteed come back to the city.
Yeah.
So in Italy, obviously you have a lot of ports and a lot of, merchants and sailors delivering items and goods through the Mediterranean Sea there. And so
yeah,
I can kind of see
that's great.
Needing a lucky chicken bone, quote unquote. If anybody gets that reference, put it down in the comments. But you get the lucky chicken bone and start her up, and hopefully it goes well for you.
Right. Never heard that before.
Oh.
Never heard that before.
Well, we'll have to review the comments and see if anybody got it before I tell you what it's from.
Right. Right. There, I think both. Nope, that's too big. I'm being super picky.
That's okay. It is your art or your craft, and you're allowed to be picky.
Just like, I have this perfection complex thing going on. Everything has to be perfect. Can't find the right piece. Oh, I see one. Nope. It's a nice thing about the shells is that they're all, this is another bag of shells that I'm using, and they're all like natural colored. Very cool. Well, that's kind of boring. Let's see.
Whereas I'm very impatient, and I'm like, why won't you fit? Gotta fit. Just fit. I want you to go there, fit.
Yeah.
It's not gonna fit. Excuse me, no matter how much I yell at it.
Right.
That's not gonna fit.
There. I think I'm ready to glue. Glue my pieces in place. I'm happy with the placement. And this is like, I don't know what happened to the tip of this. Okay. It was already, well, that's a big hole. I think our glue thing is defective.
Interesting.
Well, if Sarah gets big, or Faye gets big globs here, then we'll know. Hopefully this doesn't mean that the glue is dried out. Oh my God. Seriously.
I can hear it.
I can hear it, yeah.
Here's the pushy tool if you need to push it down and stuff. I got these tools. They're real fun. I was like, I would need some tweezers, because, right?
Some tweezers, yeah.
And then some bips and bobs to move really tiny pieces, right? I was like, oh, we need to, because for me, sometimes, touching glass and it'll cut me, because just out of spite, I don't know what it is. Glass doesn't like me, so.
And this glue seems to be pretty gloppy. Of course, once again, I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly or not, but looks good to me.
When in doubt, right? It looks good from my house.
Right? Exactly. So there. And I guess from the glue, it said something about needing it to cure for caution, avoid contact with eye, skin, food and clothing. Okay. Wear eye protection and impervious gloves. Oh. Okay.
It's just a suggestion.
It's just a suggestion. No.
Seriously, be safe out there.
No.
Be safe out there. I
deal. Yeah. All right. Caution. Oops, sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Right, we didn't want to send the wrong idea.
Oh my gosh. This glue is much more difficult than I thought it would be to use. It doesn't come out like normal glue. It's kind of like thick, pasty stuff.
So this is what it's about. Like, I mean, you have the one way of, finding the pieces and just kind of being like, oh, does that fit? Nope. Next piece. Yeah. And then you have the, I designed every single piece to fit. Like for me, I want to lay it all out and be like, does it fit? And then I'm going to go back and glue everything in place once it fits. That's the standard for a lot of the mosaic creations out there, whether it is with tile, shells, rocks, what have you. You do the whole lay it out first, make sure it's going to fit, make sure you have enough of whatever you're trying to do. Because sometimes you're working on a project and the pieces are literally, this teeny tiny, but you're creating this whole humongous, imagine doing this in your backyard with this teeny tiny piece, but you want to create this huge design in your, so, I think it was, that I was just trying to say, that's the commonality in all the processes throughout time.
Yeah.
Is that it's, laid out, then they go back, glue the tiles down in whatever manner that is, back then it was mortar.
Yeah.
So, or whatever, grout and things like, so mortar that they were, they would lay it down, and then they would come back over and fill in all the gaps with the remaining.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what's going on here.
So I might have to figure out how to edit out the background noise of this.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely music that I think has not free.
No.
It's not royalty free music.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was just thinking too. I'm like, the music is really bothering me. Because once again, it's, they're listening to it for the whole building. That's why headphones are great.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a thing that you can just edit the audio out. For this part anyways. Figure out you can clip your video in pieces and then edit out the sound for the particular pieces.
Yep. Learning. See, we're all learning here.
Yeah.
It's a big learning curve.
Yeah.
It's fun. A fun learning curve, just that there is one.
There. Yay! Bottom of the boots are done. Okay, and then I like my placement for my greens.
Yeah, this is very stinky glue over here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, just so you know, it's a little strong.
Yeah, this glue is gloppy. I guess, what I'm finding with this glue, I just glop it on and then put a tile in it and then just move it around.
That's across the board kind of the standard way of doing it as far as videos I found on YouTube.
Yeah.
So whenever they're describing that particular process, it is like a lay down your glue or your thick set or your whatever the hell that you're holding your tiles down with before you grout.
Yeah.
Lay that down as far as if it's a quick drying, do half and then lay down all your tiles and then do another half, lay down all your tiles, however.
Right.
Take it in increments instead of all at once.
So I can put these pieces away.
Liquid nails, all kinds of stuff people use to hold the tile or the glass or the whatever where you want it to stay.
Right. There. So far, I've got my tiles on the bottom of the boots. And then I got a few green tiles for the boots themselves. And then I think I'm going to place a few flower pieces. Let's see what we've got going on there. Oh, those are leaves. Okay, so those... So the leaves are going to be, or the flowers are going to be a little bit more difficult. As far as what I want. Yeah, this is going to be much more difficult.
Fun though. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice challenge.
Yeah.
Faye's like, challenge accepted.
Yeah. Because these are not curved. A lot of these pieces. suppose this would be where I cut them. You know, I can cut them into
Yeah.
the
Utilize
shapes.
your new skills.
Yeah. Into the shapes that I want.
A lot too. So a lot of the stuff that I've seen out there too, and the pictures. So a lot of Pinterest, right? So pictures on the internet and pictures of projects and things like that too. Are it looks like a flower, right?
Right.
It's supposed to be representative of a flower,
Right.
you know, or representative of a leaf, or representative of a. Especially when they use like more of the square tile things.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just did that.
Did you
Don't
make
mind
it?
me. I'm just over here messing with the glue,
Doing gloppy stuff.
making a mess. It's not art if it's not messy.
Right. Exactly. Guess there's nothing saying I don't have to stay within the lines.
No. Except for coloring people who are, you know, like all rigid about the rules.
Yep. I'm a rigid about the rules.
Unless you're the one being rigid
Right.
about the rules, right?
Yep.
And then if I were cool, you know, probably have like, you know, let's see. There is teeny tiny little, this is the tippity toppy of the horn. This style of show. So it's the top part.
Oh, yeah.
And so if I were, you know, meticulous enough, I could snap off all the top pieces and kind of fit them in the little tiny spaces between.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that's another technique. I'm curious to know if it would be this project kind of thing. Oh, nice. Yep.
Broke off nice.
Oh, yeah. And then it would be a chukka, place it, right? Like, chukka,
Right.
place it.
Chukka place it.
That's how we do it in my world. Chukka, you gotta make noises.
Yeah. My glue's actually poking up in between the cracks, so I don't know if that matters.
Wipe it down. It will matter when the mortar part happens. I mean, when you're grouting and stuff.
Okay.
Do you want to keep it? Yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm adding too much glue apparently. This stuff is really hard to regulate. The glue. Get yourself?
Careful.
I feel like I'm being too fussy.
It is your project. You can be as fussy as you want. On the paper towel next to your coffee is a little piece of my.
Oh. Oh, yeah, there it is.
I was like,
there it is. Little teeny tiny thing. I feel like sort of glopping the glue on the wood itself. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue. I'm going to just try it a little bit differently.
There you go. Reworking.
Yeah. I just have a feeling, because I'm just being too gloppy. And then maybe it'll be easier for me to place pieces as well. Maybe that's where these will come in handy. No. I am not adept at using tweezers. Yeah, that seems to be working better. Me dipping it in the glue first.
Nice. Yeah,
Instead of
the glue.
Glopping it.
Yeah, so now it's a wait for the glue to dry.
Yep.
So it's kind of like paint, right? Gotta wait for the paint to dry.
Yeah.
Now we gotta wait for the glue to dry. Whilst deciding what to do for the other sides.
Yeah. So there, I filled in one petal of the flower. Interesting.
Nice.
We'll see.
Nice.
We'll see. So yeah, that's mine. And there's Dee's.
Yeah, I just did it's all sea glass, and then you saw me clip in the little pieces and stuck them in between a little bit, and then all those spaces will be filled in by whatever mortar color, whatever you use there.
Yep.
And then, so once this space is dried, because it's a three-dimensional object, I will be able to flip it over and do the other side, or turn it in and do the interior of the exterior. However I choose, I can do all the sides. And so, we'll just have to watch, and I will edit all in our progress on these. It should be great.
All right. Very good. So
Excellent.
stay wild.
Stay wild. We'll see you next time.